Hi beautiful people, welcome back to K's with your girl Kay, and today we are doing a story time. If you are followers of my Instagram, you would understand why I'm talking about this topic, because lately dating has been a thing that's on my mind. But not only that, it's a thing that I've been asking people about on my Instagram story, and all that jazz. So people were like to me, Kay, you don't date. Listen, I do date. So the story I'm about to tell you is the reason why I do not date often. And person, if you know who you are when you hear this story, just keep it okay. So early this year, my sister, she's my dating advocate. Like, she's like, hey, you need to go on dates, you need to talk to people, blah blah blah. And I was like, fine, sis, go ahead, set me up. And mind you, I trust my sister on a daily. But this day was anyway, so she set me up on a blind date with this guy. And originally I was like, you know what, this is my first ever blind date. So I was like, listen, I need to probably at least know who he is. So I'm like, okay, when I meet him, I know who I'm looking for. So send me a picture, whatever. So what happened was, she sent me his Instagram. I think he followed me or whatever. And then so we organized a meetup together. And so my sister was like, oh yeah, no, he's a good guy, you're gonna like him, blah blah. And I spoke to, when we were organizing this, mom was in the room. So mom was like, okay, Kay, whatever happens, the boy should come to you, the boy should come to you, shouldn't be chasing a man, whatever. I was like, okay, sweet mom. Okay, so we organized something. I'm talking hella fast, sorry. So we organized something near my area. Guys, when I tell you I recorded this story and my camera was the wrong way. Anyway, we fly, we move, we go. Yeah, so the restaurant was at a shopping mall area. So I drove there. And we had agreed on this place. So I was like, okay, I'm looking at this restaurant, and it's like, okay, sweet, all good, we'll go there. So go to the shopping mall. I think he got in there before me, right? So I got there. At inbox, I'm at this shop, we'll meet at this shop, and then we'll go to the restaurant, the cafe, sorry. So explain to me why this man did not arrive. So the time I told him I'm here, in my head I already know he's there because he had inboxed me before that he had arrived. I waited for 5 minutes at this location. 5 minutes, nothing. I called him, nothing. I inboxed him, hey, where you at? Nothing. Not even seen, not even open, nothing. Nothing on the inboxes. And I was like, what the heck's happening? So I called up my sister, and I was like, wait, sis, this man is in my head. I was like, I've been stood up. I was like, he lied. I've been stood up. I don't know what's happening. I just So called my sister up. I was like, wait, sis, I don't know where this man's at. I've been waiting for almost 5 to 10 minutes now. I don't know where he is, and literally, I've got a life. Value my time. And my sister, when I tell you, my sister was mad. My sister was like, please do not mind this chair that is also making noises. It wants to join the conversation. Anyway, so she was going off. She's like, where is he? Why is he not there? How come he's not replying? She's like, is he replying to your inbox? Have you tried to call him? I was like, sis, I've done all of that crap, and he's not doing any of it, and she's not replying to any of it. And she's like, now I'm getting mad. I was like, okay, you know what, calm down. I'll sit here for another 5-10 minutes. If he doesn't arrive or he doesn't reply, then I'm heading my ass home. Okay, best believe that. So got off the phone with my sister, and then literally this is how I knew that the man I'd been waiting for a long time. I bumped into friends that I know. My friend, two friends, because they're sisters. Bumped into them, say hi to them, had a conversation with them, kiki, all that stuff, and they even left me, and I was still waiting. Finally, I think it was 15 to 20 minutes I'd waited for this man. Finally, he says, oh, I'm on my way. Comes down, we meet at the place. I was like, oh, hey. Gave him a hug. When I tell you this hug was awkward, I don't even know how to explain it. It was just awkward. Disclaimer, we had discussed that this was a date. So I had put in the messages before this. I was like, okay, so it's a date. And he's like, oh, sweet. So anyway, so we finally met up, and I was like, oh, where were you? How come you're so late? And he's like, oh, I was doing so and so forth and so forth. I was like, okay, sweet. So he had an excuse. I was like, okay, fine. Let me not be mad. It's only 5 minutes in. Well, 20. But let me not be mad. So we go to the restaurant, or go to the cafe, the original cafe we were meant to go to. The line was too long, so we said, okay, you know what? We'll pick a different cafe. So we picked a restaurant finally. And so we sat down. I was like, okay, let's sit here. And yeah, so I was ordering. So I ordered, like, I knew what I wanted, pretty quick and snap. But when I tell you before, I said he's a bit indecisive, right? Ordering meal was so hard. Like, he's like, oh, I'm feeling like this, but I'm also feeling like this. And I know he's a foodie, but I was like, yo, guys, like, that's big food. So I was like to him, I was like, okay, what are you feeling like? Do you really like this? Do you like the flavor of this? Like, trying to help him decide what he wants to eat. Finally, by the grace of God, we got there in the end. But okay, so then in this restaurant, so what happens in this restaurant is that you have to pay before you get your food. So, guys, this is when the day has not even started good for you. So I was like, this could only go. This was for me. This was the defining moment to, like, we got to the till where we had to pay, and I was like, to the guy, I was like, oh, I'm ordering so forth and so forth, and he's like, okay, sweet. When I tell you, this man did not even flinch. This man didn't even go like. He didn't even move to say that he wanted to offer to pay for my meal. And the thing is, like, to me, I don't need you to pay for me. Like, honestly, if I'm transparent, I don't need you to pay for me. I want you to pay for me. I'm like, it's not a necessity, but even to offer, because I must be like, even if you offer, I'll probably be like, oh yeah, no, thank you, but I can pay for it. Like, I would say it anyway. But when I tell you, this man didn't even look in my direction. He didn't even look to see if he can bring his card out. And and then things, I know what I know he's like his job, so I know he's making bank. I know he's not broke. So I was like, so you can't even afford small breakfast. Anyway, so he didn't flinch, he didn't move. So I was like, here's my card, pay for my meal, whatever. And then so we sat down, we were eating and talking and stuff. Conversation was chill. Like, I'm not gonna lie, conversation was pretty alright. But this is where I started questioning the reason why I was here. Okay, we were talking about, like, families being involved in our relationships, relationship lives and stuff. And he was explaining, like, how he's like, mom wants him to get married, like, tomorrow. And then he's like, oh, but I'm not trying to get married anytime soon. And I'm like, that loading sign that was happening in my brain. I was just like, just wait. So you are telling me that you don't want to get married? You don't want... Okay, and it's not like he doesn't want to get married. It was like he wasn't trying to get married in the next 5 years. And then I'm looking at my 5-year plan, and I'm like, he's not aligning. He's not aligning. I was like, something needs to change or something needs to move, and it might be me. I was like, okay. So I was like, okay, this is not a date then. So what? So what? I was like, okay, you know what? Let that slide. But then he went on to say, he's like, this conversation kept, like, we moved, right? And then we started talking about, like, family, like, other African families we know and stuff. And then he was like, oh, I know a family. The mom is, like, very, like, they're a very wealthy family, basically. And the mom gives him gifts, blah, 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 and he knows the boy, like, he knows their son. And he's like, you know what? They have a daughter. Maybe I should just marry into that family. And I was like, so you want to get married? But his uncle. And so you're talking about that. I was in my brain. I was like, please, Lord Jesus, make this situation make sense to Kapongwe, because it is not aligning in my head. Okay, he was talking to me about it. First, he's not ready to marry in his first 5 years of his life. Next 5 years of his life. Then he's gonna be like, oh, maybe I should get married to this family because okay, they've got money. I was like, oh, okay. So you like money? Okay. Me also like money. That happened, and I was like, okay, you know what? Okay, whatever. It is what it is. So the waiter that was at the restaurant was one of the aunties. Her son was working in the restaurant, right? So I said hi to him. I was like, hey. So he saw me with this boy. So I was like, hey. And I told him, oh, I'm so and so's sibling. I'm so and so's child. Whatever. And he's like, oh, hi. Whatever. Mind you, I didn't think that was, I didn't think. Anyway, so we sat there, we spoke. Guys, when I tell you, I can talk. Like, I know I can talk. I can talk to save my life. Like, I got a big mouth. It is what it is. But when I tell you, when I sat there that day, guys, I realized I don't talk as much. I realized I have met my match. I have met you, and it doesn't look nice. Like, the amount of times I was like to this man, I was like, okay, we should be heading off now. We had been in that restaurant, that cafe for such a long time, and I was even looking. I'm not gonna. I was looking at my phone. I was like, oh, they're just hours. The hours are just they're just climbing. They're just. I think I swear I said like 3-4 times. Oh, we should probably head off. Oh, we should probably be wrapping this up. Or like, but not in that way. Like, it sounded rude. It was just like, oh, because we've already paid and stuff. Let's just probably go out and walk in the store, whatever. Just do some window shopping, whatever. Like, just to not be sitting on my ass the whole time. But every single time I said it, every single time, I don't know how I got sucked into another conversation, and I was like, yo, man, wow. But yeah, anyway, so finally the date ended, and and so we was heading off. I don't know if I gave him a hug goodbye or I just said goodbye. I don't know how the ending went, but like, so we left, departed ways, and then got to my car, right? So, disclaimer, when I tell you today, that day was just a bad day for me. Financially, I had budgeted for the date, not extra expenses that were about to come and catch up and that's nyancha me in the background, okay? Anyway, getting to the car, so the shopping mall that I was at had like a 2 to 3 hour leeway, so you can free parking, so 2-3 hours free parking, and after that you have to pay, right? In my mind, I was like, okay, I know I've been here for quite some time. I don't think I've been here for that long. I've never had to pay for parking at this particular shopping mall ever, because I know myself. I'm always there for an hour max, and I was like, okay, you know what? I don't need to pay. Blah blah blah. Like, I shouldn't be paying. Explain to me why I get to that thing that you're driving out, the boom poles, whatever. And this man, this thing is like to me, hi. He's like, hi. Can you please pay us $5? But when I tell you, I actually started laughing at myself. Not even laughing, I was stressing. I wasn't laughing, I was stressing. Because I was like, yeah. How, I was like, what you mean? What you mean? I thought there must be some discrepancy that I did not see in this. No. And not that $5 is a lot. I was just like, what the heck? I swear I haven't been in the song. That's when I realized I was like, I had been talking. Not even I had been talking. He had been talking. Because this never happened to me. Like, never. So I was like, okay, sweet. Okay, let me pay for this. I have my money. I knew I had money in my card. I put my card in this slot thing, like the paying thing. I'm losing my voice. I put the money in that paying thing. When I tell you, it didn't even say decline. It didn't even say non-transaction approved. It said card in. I was like, okay, card out. And it's like, bum bum. Hey! It didn't want me to give my money. It didn't want to suck my money out of my card. I did not know what was happening. It was just, I was sweating. Because when you in that situation and like there's cars waiting behind you and you look like when I tell you, embarrassment was about to just wash my body. So I was like, no, what I'm going to do? It's not accepting my card. What am I going to do? So I literally had to press the help button on that thing. And I was like, sir. I was like, I explained to the guy, I was like, sir, I'm trying to get out. I'm using my card. It's not letting my card go through. And the man, I told you, the man didn't even let me finish my sentence. He just opened the gate. He's like, I'll get out. I was like, bye. And you guys would think that the story would end there, ne? So, explain to me why. This is why the community of African aunties is actually bigger than you think it is. Anyway, so we had a function a few weeks after this date, and the auntie that I told you her son was working at the place that I said hi to, the mom came to that function, and she's like to me, oh hey Kate, because I haven't seen these aunties in a long time. I was like, hi, hi. I was happy to see the aunties. I was like, hi, you know. And this is one of my, like, one of the nice aunties, the young ones that you just like, she's a little bit hip, she's a bit nice, but she's also in your business. So she's like, oh hi. I was like, I told her, I was like, oh hey, I saw your son, you know, working at so and so, and she's like, oh yeah, he just started working there, blah blah blah. I was like, oh sweet, that's so cute. And then she goes on to say, she was like, oh, my son told me he saw you with a boy at the cafe. And I was like, what did I do to deserve this? I was like, what did I do? And she's like, the thing is, you think the story ended there? She's like, oh yeah, and he told me that you were there for a very long time. I was like, is that your business? I was like, no, auntie, it's just friend. It's just friend. I was like, I don't know what you're saying, because we just... That is my blind date story. I do have other stories, other relationship dating stories. One of the relationship dating stories, it's more like, because after that experience, I'm like, do I really want to go on a date? Like, do I really have to? I was like, do I? I have other. So if you've watched my previous story about like my dad setting me up for marriage, there's another one, okay? But if you want to hear that one, guys, we need to get the likes up and let me know. Get the likes up on this video, and then I might, God willing, I might do that video if you like this one enough. But I want to hear your guys' like blind date stories down below. So if you got any blind date stories, please comment in down below so we can laugh at each other's miseries. Okay, let's just, maybe yours was good actually. Maybe if yours was good, I would love to hear that. I would love to hear a blind date story which is like, he's like exactly what I wanted. He was so fine, and his conversation was so nice, and he paid for everything, made me feel like a princess. That's what I want to hear. That's what I wanted. It wasn't my story to tell. Okay, apparently, so it's fine. But yeah, let's know your stories. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe on the big red button down below to see all my other videos and my Christian content as well, because you know your girl's a daughter of Christ, okay, struggling in this world of dating, but you know, we chug along, we move. But in saying that, guys, I hope you like this video, and there's more where this came from, let's just say that. But yeah, God bless, and I love you so much. Bye.